Hi, my name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a financial mediator with valuationmediation.com. I wanted to give you a brief sneak peek about a conference that we are going to be involved in on July 18th, which is this coming Thursday. It is with BV Resources, and the title of our presentation in the conference, which is all about AI, is Creating Profit from AI, Prompts, Podcasts, and Products. And I am presenting with Anna Graham, who is also part of ellimarketing.com. What we have planned on providing was a lot of our super secret tips of how to grow a podcast, how to create a book. And quite frankly, we've been asked from valuation experts for quite a while of what are some of our secrets. Quite frankly, we use ChatGPT and other resources to create a lot of the marketing content, but there's also really an important piece that you as the business owner or the valuation expert or the entrepreneur really have to provide to make that marketing really effective. And part of that is putting yourself into the marketing. And so putting yourself on video or books or webinars and showcasing what your skills and talents are. But the reality is a lot of this is best in video, and it's also ChatGPT or AI tools could really, really exponentially help you create marketing, especially when you should be posting every day or on a regular basis onto multiple platforms. So if we give you a little sneak peek about what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about AI and some of the applications, but also what are some of the prompts. And I'll give you a big tip. It's all in the prompts. And it's how to utilize some of these particular AI resources in a way that's not overwhelming to you as well. We have a couple case studies about our own podcast, as well as products that we've created, books, webinars, groups, and such. We're also going to open it up for question and answers, as well as after the AI presentation, we're going to be part of a panel with other experts as well. So if you have questions about AI or how to use it to make your business work better, this is really focused on how to grow more profits and how do you use some of these things to really amp up your marketing. So what are some of the other things we're going to talk about? Well, you know, we love video. So we're going to talk about video content and how we use different methods to create content. Typically right now, we're looking at documentation style. So what does that mean? It means you need to start documenting how you talk about these things. How do you talk about complex valuation processes with your clients? How do you talk about these concepts or financial concepts with your people? And then how do you talk to the public? And we know in valuation or in any financial concept, we have to start talking about these topics in a way that people can understand them. Another way that people can understand or meet you is through video. And so video is highly effective in this, but it's just a little bit harder to create. So part of the presentation is us sharing some of our secrets in order to help you be more efficient and effective and continue to create content in an amazing way. So what are some of the prompts? Well, we're going to be offering some of our prompts, and quite frankly, you can Google prompts or look on Instagram. But here's one prompt to get you 30 days of content, and you can certainly utilize this in any capacity. We will be sharing the actual prompts at a later date in downloadable, digestible formats on ellimarketing.com. So what's one of the keys to the way we create content? I will say as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, for me, it's actually recording it or dictating it, because I feel like my experience in trying to communicate really complex financial matters to judges, to attorneys, to business owners, and to parties that may not understand financial situations, the easiest way to convey that information is through a conversational type of way. And the conversation is typically the same conversation that you are answering questions to your prospective clients. So realize that when you're doing those 30 or 60-minute introduction Zooms or meeting with a client that you're offering like the free consulting, this is a great time to start recording your voice and recording your special way of presenting that information. Everybody does valuations, but do we all do it the same? And isn't your maybe valuation niche a little bit different than others? And so what we're looking at is how do you start recording yourself answering those client questions? A lot of times when we start to create marketing, we're like, what would somebody ask us? What would our client ask us? The reality is they ask you these questions all the time. You just have to start creating a way that you can record it and then transcribe those transcripts and use ChatGPT or other resources to convert those transcripts into words or summaries or lists or checklists or concepts that you can use in other formats. You can either publish videos, blogs, or books. And so a lot of this is just, again, getting out like your way of doing things in a way that people can consume. So a lot of times people want to try to figure out, well, what social network should I be posting to? And the reality is all of them. But what are the ones that you consume most, or what do you like the most? And kind of start there, right? If video isn't your first thing, just start recording those transcripts so that you can use them in another way. How does this help your marketing person? Your marketing person doesn't need to try to figure out what your superpower is or your secret sauce. They need to be able to understand the words that are coming out of your mouth that are really enunciating a very unique perspective to this. And so the more you dictate, you actually help your marketing team really identify not only topics, but ways or patterns of speech that really is more directly aligned with you. So some of the things that we do is pull transcripts. So a lot of what we do is take the recording and either shoot it in a live concept. So I think that you guys are aware that I have a couple podcasts. So what we've been doing is taking those podcast transcripts, and actually in the podcast software, we can take those and download the transcript. Now, downloading the transcript can be used in a variety of ways, but we can actually take the transcript and run it back through ChatGPT and either provide a summary for the podcast or create a summary for the YouTube channel or website, or we could create a sneak peek. So let's say I already gave this presentation and I was able to take the recording and then provide to you, or after this presentation is over, I will take the recording and now I could summarize exactly what I spoke about at the bottom of this video, or I could add a little bit to my website. So it's always easier to go from a lot of content down to a more concise form of content. And so that's why we know that the business owner or the evaluator really has to be hyper involved in this content creation, or else it really just will seem like everybody else's information that was just culminated from ChatGPT. You can also use the transcript to start a book or to pull together interviews. Sometimes we'll review ChatGPT to see what kind of trending topics are happening in a guest's area, and then start to cultivate the podcast based on some of those questions. One way that we will also talk about in this presentation of what you can do is create a legacy book, or create a guide, or kind of like a business card, but in a downloadable format, or you can actually publish it and self-publish it. But this book could be a guide to your clients, your referrals, and you can use AI tools to create and build out that book. It's also a way that you can partner with other professionals, create guides based on podcast or interview style recordings, and really make life easier. So I think that you shouldn't just look at ChatGPT or AI tools as just a means to create your own business more efficient, but also start to realize that some of your superpowers is in how you describe what you do. And if you can take that long form content of you asking a lot of different questions or creating content about your special way or process that you have, you can now convert that into a book or a guide that would help additional people in this space. So I hope that we've given you a few ways in order to look at AI and the resources that you can take long form content and convert it into more usable marketing content. But if I just gave you enough to kind of make you interested, but you don't know enough to complete all of the tasks, I would love for you to join us. It's a 2-hour presentation. There are also other performers and presenters, and it's going to be a half-day AI conference. So I would encourage you to check out the link and see if this is going to be applicable to you. But everything that we're going to present on for the 2 hours is going to be about tangible ways that you can use prompts and AI to not only market your business, but to create some of the pipeline, the funnel, if you will, the marketing tools that are going to allow clients to work with you if they can't necessarily work with you one-on-one. So join us. And if you have any other questions, please reach out to me, connect with us on LinkedIn, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday.